they haven't mentioned this, but I will mention it to our television audience. You have to have a level of confidence about yourself. And as Dr. Franklin said earlier, you really do have to be passionate. You have to love what you do. You have to like it so much that you think about it in depth, so that you know what you're doing. And also you have to set some goals. You don't just, you can't end up with a company if you never set any goals.
Right.
So, but anyway, before I go on, I just want to say, if you look at these two lovely ladies, what you see is professionalism. You look at the way they're dressed, and you see this confidence exuding from these two lovely women. They're articulate, and so these are also skills and traits. You have good oral communication skills, and so this is a part of it too. It's like a whole package, because certainly as business owners, you're going to be presenting yourself to the public and to your clientele. So obviously you would have to also be confident and professional. And I wanted to mention that, I know you ladies didn't mention, but I mention it because it's such a big part of being successful.
Right.
Being able to be confident, being passionate, being articulate. And we know that people with good verbal or oral communication skills get promoted faster.
Right.
And we know that people who write well, and so this is very critical to a business to have someone who writes well, because you have to put out literature to the community about your company. So this is just wonderful. I want to say, what are some of the difficult parts about having a business? What are some of the harder? It's like, it's really great to have your own business. It's great to be confident and passionate about something. But I think it's very important to lay out everything, especially for our young people, because it's not like McDonald's. It's not like Burger King. I tell my students, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to say this slogan. But anyway, let me say this. There's more to it than what you see. There's more to it, as the cliche goes, than meets the eye. So I want you ladies to share a little bit more insight about what are some of the hard or more difficult things about a business, because sometimes our students think, or our children or young people think, that it's all smooth sailing. You just get into a business, you just start making all this money, and you're just going everywhere and doing everything, and there's never anything that doesn't shine brightly like the sun.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, it is not all smooth sailing. That's the first thing. But it could be a little less rough.
Yes.
And I say that to say that it's like anything else. If you're going on a trip, you're not going to go on a trip without a plan. You need to have a plan in place. You need to sit down with your partner, or those people on the same level as yourself, or those decision makers in your business, and come up with a plan. And that plan is a working document. You talk about it, you write it, you script it, you go over it, and you negotiate with each other, you discuss it, and then you go for it.
Okay.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and then you rewrite it, you go back over it again. But I think the most difficult part is the initial getting into the work itself. You've got to sit down and have a plan.
Okay, yes. Well, I think that's a great point. You have to have a plan. So oftentimes, when we see a finished product, we do not see the plan. We see the result of a successful plan. And something you alluded to, Dr. Franklin, is that you have decision makers. You have to have people who can solve problems. You need good decision makers. And of course, we know that we're going to base our decisions on information, so that we can make informed decisions and not just be impulsive. We're going to make decisions based upon how we feel.
Right.
No, we're going to make the decision based upon data and information. So I think that's a really good point.
Okay. Perhaps my partner, Ms. Lopez, wants to talk about the marketing because initially it's the plan, and then, of course, the plan.
Well, yes, we are doing the marketing plan, which is to getting yourself known, to getting your business out to everyone, to make sure everyone knows who you are. And so the marketing part of what what we're doing, and is pretty much doing business cards and getting to do the website and getting ourselves known and to be out there. So, and we have to plan, and that is it's kind of tedious, but it goes pretty good once you get started with it.
Okay, so we know we have to have a plan. We know we also have to have marketing so that we can make sure our business gets known. And I think those are very important points that you're making. I'm so glad you came on and that you are sharing your time with the audience today so that we can help them get on their way and also to have an idea of what is the real process. Now, I also know that if you're going to market yourselves, if you're going to have a business, it always requires some type of money. It requires some type of financial backing because you can't buy business cards with good looks. You have to have some money for like posters or for, commercial television programming and things of this nature. So we know that's part of it too, that you have to have some money in order to finance your business. What would you ladies say about the time that you have to spend in terms of running the business? What kind of time is involved?
Well, I can tell you, it's certainly not a regular 9 to 5. We spend more time than a regular 9 to 5 in your own business. So for those young people who think, oh, well, I'll start my own business, I can be my own boss, I can come to work when I feel like it and then leave and do all those leisurely things that you think are possible being your own boss, that is certainly not the case. You will probably spend a lot more time in your own business from the moment you get up 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. You will be dedicating about probably 12 hours a day in your own business, 7 days a week because it is your business and you are passionate about it.
And and we spend that type of time because we do a lot of research and we look for trying to make and to reach our goals and to make everything, I guess we try to be a little bit perfect, but we do spend a lot of time doing research, making sure everything come out okay or whatever we're working on that day, and to reach a goal for that day. If we have a certain thing we have to have done, we want to make sure for that particular day and time. So if it takes the time, if it's after 7 o'clock in the evening, we may work until then.
Okay. Now, what do you do to see that you have monitored or met a goal?
We go back and we look at the results.
Okay.
If we're comfortable with the results, for instance, we may have spoken to some clients or potential clients. We've gone to seminars. We go back and we compare notes. That's how we monitor what we're doing, by just looking at the end result.
Okay. And are your goals daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly? How often are you evaluating your progress?
Go ahead.
Well, we're almost daily. I'd say we are daily. Every day, and before we leave, we know we have completed something. Okay. And we feel good about that, which means we are making progress. And we know that to get to where we want to be. So, and it may become weekly or monthly soon, but actually daily, there's something that we have to complete every day to reach our goal.
So you are monitoring your business every day.
Yes.
That's really exceptional, because when businesses are not monitored, you can go off track. And it's sort of like running a race. If you run a race, or if you drive a car for that matter, if you are always diverting your focus to another direction, you're going to have a problem, because early on in taking my driving lessons, my instructor taught me that wherever you looked is where you would go.